With your light body, you have to choose where to put your energy. It's nothing like before. June 5, 2019. You all know me. I change words to a multidimensional, vibrational, understanding, instead of a linear one. This article I break down a bit more of how your light body, soul body photonic light integrated into your form, works. There's so many pieces and parts, and every piece is a bit different based upon the current vibration energy and circumstances, which changes in every nanosecond too. First to realize is that there are no hard fast rules that apply to one way anymore. That was the old way, linear, 3D if you will, a third dimension density that became created built real based upon levels of consciousness, heart-closed ego separation programming conditioning, distorted illusions, etc. There are pre-ascension realities timelines and post-ascension ones. These are very different, opposites if you like a comparison or measurement tool to understand. Pre-ascension is based upon separation, post-ascension is based upon unity love consciousness, and while the two can coexist within the same space, a little bit, prolonged exposure will be determined by different things as well. Why our light bodies? They will not tolerate the old anymore, and everything we put our energy, invest our energy and focus our energy on, materializes faster as reality here. We start to understand, from a quantum level state of consciousness, that everything we participate in, support, allow, creates a reality to experience, as well as takes all of our energy, which becomes our source creator life force to support, activate, inspire, maintain, sustain, which in turn affects our physical body reality as well. The ability to hold the highest states of consciousness means that high amounts of photonic light are utilized from our physical body forms. Some things inspire us, create more energy. Other things we are the stability, embodiment. Other things take every ounce we have. Physical manual work, which is linear. So our physical light bodies have to constantly adapt. Because we exist within as a field of living breathing consciousness and everything within this field affects. Then our entire field is our responsibility to maintain, sustain, shift, stabilize, hold, which can be simple and easy or as challenging as we allow. Part of multidimensional existence means that our physical light bodies function differently than human carbon-based bodies do. I find myself these last many months constantly having to say but I have a light body, because those I'm speaking with don't yet comprehend the difference in our actual physical bodies, and realities, and how all works as one here. Every vibration, every transmission, everything visible felt read seen, there is not one thing that is not a part of the greater whole, and the amount of energy it takes for us to maintain, sustain, as well as create, accomplish, produce and do all of these infinite realities that we do every day, takes every ounce of energy we have, because our life force is what sustains all. We live in a massive living holographic field, where all is interconnected, where all works cohesively in divine flow, where all has to be maintained in tune constantly and every vibrational shift affects the entire whole. Our responsibility to hold all together is immense. Until we gain the ability to maintain, sustain and hold everything with great ease, no matter what's in our field, how we live, function, exist changes quite substantially, as clearing our fields constantly is a necessary part of our highest aligned existences here. How we interact with reality changes too. Everything is all about highest vibrational alignment, because if we allow less for too long, then that vibrational frequency overrides and starts to affect the field, which then affects our physical light bodies, requiring us to shift, overcome, override, and our energy must be stronger to affect the field and change the codes being transmitted, which then affect trajectory, as these are actual coordinates for the dimension our body occupies, therefore the reality we experience, receive, hear. If everyone is fully highest aligned, in tune, responsible for their own everything, contributing, sharing and creating, then the reality is going to be very different than one where there is lack or need. If there is something to tune clear, We do this ourselves, and it can be as easy as recognition and instant shifting to a much higher frequency bandwidth, or as challenging as our own linearity requires, as deeply embedded programming is a part of a matrix held by our bodies, and each of our abilities to change this matrix at will is different. The more carbon-based, the more linear, the more programming conditioning limits fixed structures in place that have to be reworked. The time it takes to break these belief system structures down takes as long as each is insistent to holding on to them, or as fast as one's heart opens completely and truly consciously chooses to shift out and over to a whole new matrix system, which for reference of this article, will be the crystalline Christed matrix. There are many, yet I'm using this one for now to make a point. A Christed crystalline matrix system operates on different frequency bandwidths and from a very soft, kind, gentle, loving, open, caring space energy, and through a unified consciousness instead of a separated one. It is very pure, and the signals transmitted are not pulling or needing or holding any lack energies at all. An ego matrix is not only deeply embedded through each's carbon-based bodies, yet held together within each's field. This is why things are visible, as the matrix of each's reality is not just in their energy, it's in the body too, and held in place by each's fixed linear limited beliefs. This energy is strong, whether silent or loud, it doesn't matter, as we hear energetically, we see energetically, and we understand energetically through an immense geometric system that shows everything, and through this field, we also see how to shift everything, restructure everything, recode everything, and recode at will, which then will change the entire reality as quickly as each is truly ready for this. Every dimension has a different density, different geometric makeup, different codes and rules. Codes, the ability to embody and hold all of these, currently up to the 12th dimension. Templates, DNA, physical makeup, photonic light, takes every ounce of energy we have. The ability to do this easily is a process, a massive one, that occurs over many linear years of deconstructing the old templates and replacing them with all new, a continual recalibration process where photonic light completely codes our physical light bodies and our realities too. This is a vibrational existence, an energetic one where we have a form, yet this form constantly goes through immense upgrades. Rarites as a part of our data keeping, grid keeping, and source consciousness processes roles here. When we walk in the physical, we are not in a physical reality. The physical reality is in our field, as a part of a massive holographic reality that we interact with and have the ability to dictate with our own full consciousness here. Acclimating takes immense time until we get the hang of things. Being a part of an interactive reality, a beautiful and magical and magnificent one, means that we each have to hold this fully within ourselves, and be so totally aware at how we affect the field, which dictates actual experiences here. How we live exist is nothing like pre-ascension was, and when we complete various stages of the ascension process, all new dimensions processes open up, for us to accomplish here. As a part of our agreement on a soul galactic over soul level here, everything becomes quantum, as linear abilities completely change, as do how our bodies work as they transition from linear to more quantum states all along the way. Physical work is linear, so there are many times that we can't do anything physical because our physical light bodies are being recoded through new quantum codes that break the cellular structures of our bodies down, and until the recoding, recalibration, everything process is complete, integration, we are not easily able to do for anyone or anything. Once our bodies are able to produce, we have to choose what to allow, invest our time energy in, as every reality is dependent on this now. If we go human, ego, then the new holographic structures that hold everything in place, they all collapse. If others in our realities go unconscious, then any realities we've created built together, they collapse, and it takes each one of us consciously holding all in place to maintain, sustain, anchor all new here, or it falls on those who are, which takes even more energy because we are having to compensate for unconscious program transmissions within the field, which lend to the structures and foundations of realities, and how all is experienced here. New Earth is nothing like old, and how we live exist is nothing like old either. It's an entire quantum field where every vibration affects the greater whole. For all living New Earth realities, these are completely different frequency bandwidths, densities, which are not always interchangeable, if you will. New Earth is a whole different experience, dictated by that which each hold and transmit out. It's a multidimensional experience, that's fluid, soft and pure. It's surreal at times, dreamy at times, and so very beautiful, because it's nothing like old Earth. Getting here is not as the human aspect would think or desire. It's a process, an immense one, where our entire body form reality has to be completely reworked according to cosmic codes, and don't cater to human programming anymore. New Earth is available to each as a whole new reality, as each fully choose, commit and put in the time, energy, resources for this. New Earth replaces our old realities. They are supposed to, little by little or huge. This is determined by many things, and nothing linear at all. New Earth is a frequency bandwidth experienced through our entirely connected, deep sacred heart, through our own pure connection, and the more we hold this, the more New Earth becomes our new home. Every day is now. Massive photonic activity to support, assist each with this huge transition that we all agreed to before incarnating, walking in here, embracing, honoring, allowing and choosing, all a part of how simple or complicated this all is for each. We choose simple. The ego aspect chases all of the other ways that are not. Red Heart Suit. Reality is nothing as the human aspect perceives, and it takes full expansion 24/7 to do this with great ease. It takes complete interconnectedness and choosing to let go of all things not highest aligned. We now move into phases that will accelerate these processes for all. Imagine a matrix and you in it and holding on to it as it collapses. This is how the ego realities work. Imagine one that forms new realities easily and new appears instantly too. This is how ours works. How is up to each one of us. We come together as each is wide open heart connected up in, and each is truly ready to live this fully here. P.S. If you find yourself clearing, experiencing immense density, this is an important part of the process too. Hang in there and hold love and respect, and know the moment your heart opens completely, that everything will shift for you too. Red Heart Suit. Inside first, then outside. Red Heart Suit. With deep respect and love. Lisa Transcendence Brown. www.awakeningtoremembering.com. PPS. We exchange hard realities for simple ones. Our physical light bodies work differently, yet so do our physical realities as a vibrational response. As each's body completes the integration process, then all becomes easier, because old timelines have collapsed, cleared your body, old codes broken down, new ones replacing them and transmitting out new frequencies, which call forth new realities to come forth. This works completely differently than the old days of trying so hard. This is the opposite. This is an allowing while choosing what not to experience anymore. Red Heart Suit.